In the words of Buddy the Elf, the best way to spread Christmas cheer is singing loud for all to hear. As we continue our festive 107 Live performances, I'm joined by some singers now, members of the Kelvin High School Choir under the direction of Kim Brown. I'll let you take it away. Live at the Classic 107 studio, members of the Kelvin High School Choir under the direction of Kim Brown. Great job, everybody. I'm going to welcome you over to the microphone, Ms. Brown, because you're always going to be Ms. Brown because you were my choir teacher when I was at Kelvin.
Yes.
Tell us about what we just heard.
Well, we just sang a piece called All Ye Who Music Love by Donato, and this one was arranged by Russell Robinson for SSA Voices.
Real lovely arrangement that is. And I can't say I'm super familiar with that tune, and what a good one it is.
Oh, thanks.
So let's chat a little bit about how things are going at Kelvin, because it's always nice hearing about your old stomping grounds.
Yeah.
Tell us about this choir that's joined us in studio this morning.
Sure. So these are members of our chamber choir. This year they are Upper Voices, SSA. So it's often grades 10 to 12. There are some grade 9s in the group this year. It's more of an auditioned group, so it's the group I travel around with and perform with more often. And they're a bit smaller, easier to squish into a studio like this and perform like that. So that's great.
One thing that we've been getting everybody to do as they've been coming by the studio to sing is introduce themselves. And I'm not going to make you go one by one because, as Ms. Brown just alluded to, it's a little bit squishy in here. So instead, on the count of 3, can you all say your voices, and that way we know who's on the radio? Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3. You just say it. Nailed it. Perfect. All right. So no one is here. Everybody just chuckles, which is a great way to do it too. Hey, so we'll work on name saying some other time, not to put you on the spot. Let's chat about the other choirs that are going on at Kelvin. Yeah. Ms. Brown, tell us about the other groups.
Wow. Okay. We'll work on that. New things. So we have one other choir. Our concert choir is open to anyone who's interested in singing from grades 9 to 12. It's unauditioned. It's just a place for kids to explore their voices, get a chance to sing. We do some performances throughout the city as well throughout the year, school assemblies. This year we don't have a lower voices choir separate from what we've got going on. We have had different variations over the years of how things have gone, but this year we have the concert choir and this chamber choir.
How many singers are there in total, roughly, if you had to put a number on it?
This year I'd say about 50.
Yeah, that's a good number, a very manageable number. Yeah. And then the other thing too is that you get to kind of do both, right? Like if there are those who are very interested in singing, as this group is, you really get to explore that through the chamber choir, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So let's chat a little bit about the other things that are going on at Kelvin. I mean, there's always performing arts stuff happening. Any like holiday concerts or other performances coming up?
Well, yeah, we had a holiday concert on the 12th, Tuesday, so we had our show at Kelvin, which was great. The band concert was on Wednesday, and here we are today. Next week we have, we're going to be singing at Lions Place for the Adult Day program.
Wonderful.
And then on Friday, the 22nd, is this year's a variation of Class Act. I think they're calling it Kelvin's Got Talent. Now, so we haven't had it for a bunch of years because of COVID.
Yeah.
So none of these folk even know what it is.
Oh.
So it's going to be the first time they will have an idea of what's going on. And then hopefully in the future, it'll all just keep going.
Yeah, Class Act, for those listening, or for maybe those here in the studio, basically like a variety show, right?
Yeah, totally.
Tons of
Yeah.
fun. Now, we're going to invite one of the choristers over to the microphone now. I think that Sarah has been voluntold. Do you mind introducing yourself, Sarah?
My name is Sarah Fontaine Sinclair, and I'm a grade 12 student at Kelvin.
So, Sarah, let me ask you this. How long have you been singing in choir at Kelvin?
Oh, I was here since I started singing in grade 9 when it was still all COVID-y and we were just humming while we were singing and clapping. So I've experienced all the ups and downs of choir.
How does it feel to be back with like the full choir now and really singing wholeheartedly?
Oh, it feels awesome. It's really awesome to not just be humming in rehearsals in the morning. And also like the connection that you build during choir is so real. Like it's amazing how much you are able to connect with people without even talking to each other while singing. So
Very true indeed. And I'm sure you all have a great sense of rhythm thanks to all of that. as we heard of that.
Oh, yes.
That first number. So, Sarah, I'm curious. I mean, this is a small contingent of the chamber choir. Do you sing in the full choir as well?
yes, I do. I sing in the chamber choir and the concert choir.
What do you enjoy about singing in so many ensembles?
The repertoire that Miss Brown chooses is really awesome. Like I'm able to experience so many different pieces. Like we sung a song we were mimicking a rainforest, and then we sung a really beautiful song about Flanders Fields right before then. So it was you really see the contrast of pieces that you are able to sing in choir.
Well, we're going to hear one more number before you go. Ms. Brown or Sarah, who wants to introduce this one? What are we going to hear?
I can do it. It's okay. The Holly and the Ivy.
Oh, lovely.
It's kind of a jazzy arrangement by Kirby Shaw. And we'll sing, Holly and the Ivy.
Perfect. Fantastic. Sarah, I'll let you get back in place. And this is the Kelvin High School Chamber Choir performing an arrangement of the Holly and the Ivy live in the Classic 107 studio. Holly and the Ivy live in the Classic 107 studio, performed by the Kelvin High School Chamber Choir under the direction of Kim Brown. Thank you all for being here. That was just fantastic.